the second quarter. Now they've scored 2 quick ones. It's 21-7. The Pirates over the Bearcats. Tennessee leading South Carolina. Not much time left in that game, and the Volunteers lead the Gamecocks 31-22. Some surprises today. Nebraska handled Colorado relatively easy, and Texas is being upset. The 19th ranked team in the country at Texas Tech losing 24-3 with just about the entire fourth quarter to be played there. Some other Liberty Bowl or conference teams, future conference teams we take a look at. Houston getting shellacked by Baylor at the half, 24-6, and Maryland on top of Tulane 31-3. That's after 3 quarters. So Jimmy Keith all set to go to kick it off. Back deep, Calvin Arrington for Louisville. He is a tough customer. And the kick high and short on purpose. And the Tiger defense lets him squeeze by. Not a bad run at all for Robert Bates. Bates, a freshman from Louisville, will give the Cardinals good field position on the first possession. Louisville 4-3 on the year. This, by the way, we mentioned the 31st meeting. Tigers lead the series 17-13. One back, and they go with a reverse right off the bat. This is Coswell Sims, and he's got room to the outside, and finally chased out of bounds by Jerome Woods. A big reverse to start things off for an emotional crowd right off the top. Here's how they line it up. Low, Shellman, 5 100-yard games in his career. The fullback is Chris Fitzpatrick, and then John Bell, a freshman, Sean Jackson, and Jamie Asher is the top tight end in the country. Williams, Meadows, Stinson, Cruz, and Oven. That's how they line up across the line. Their weights, by the way, in the 280 range, very similar to the University of Memphis. This time it's Williams and Anthony Shellman, excuse me, and Anthony Shellman gets about 4 across the 40-yard line. Tigers line up defensively. Bonner, who's been so good this year. Barnett, Rod Mason, and James Logan. Mason said he was going to be Defensive Player of the Week this week. He was sky high. Then Van Borg and Jesse Allen, who quietly has become the leader in tackles on the team. Irvin, Smith, Dillard, and Woods, the defensive backfield. 2nd down and 4 after the pickup by Anthony Shellman of 4. Shellman again. Can't get outside. He ran into his own man, the right tackle, Jermaine Williams. Jesse Allen then came up and stopped him, and there's a good look at the crowd that came from Memphis. 6-hour ride. They've been waiting for this all week. That's a pickup of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Shotgun now for Marty Lowe. Tigers finally get some pressure. He got away from Bonner. He's going to try to run for the first. He's got it and more. Jimmy Beasley almost took off his head, but the first down for Marty Lowe. 2nd first down in the game.
David, we saw some pressure. If you watch Brian Barnett looping from the outside, Dan Bonner gets pushed back. Lowe sees a little seam and takes off up the middle. A good headsy play. That shows he's a veteran quarterback. He's grown up quite a bit over the last 2 seasons.
Spot the ball at the 27-yard line of Memphis. 1st and 10 there. And an audible by Marty Lowe. From the eye to a deuce backfield. Now pro set. Tigers shift as well. Bonner got him that time. That'll be a sack and a loss of 4 yards. Back to the 31.
Dan Bonner, the defensive end from Illinois. Once again, he nearly got to Marty Lowe on the last play. Loops around the outside. A nice sack for Dan.
Officially just 3 yards. 2nd down and 13 coming. Well, Louisville came loaded for bear. They start with a reverse. Then a key run by the quarterback for their 2nd first down. Now Bonner, who almost had a sack the first time, comes up big on the 2nd attempt. draw play to Fitzpatrick, and he's got room. He's to the 15-yard line and inside the 10.
Nice call by Louisville here. The Tigers are showing blitz. Just a quick draw play to the fullback. Fitzpatrick hadn't had a lot of carries this season. Missed tackle, breaks one. Nice running by the fullback.
It'll be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line after this 25-yard scamper. Oh, Jerome Woods almost got a hold of him. Look at Marvin Thomas with the pursuit. Back to live action, and Shellman takes it down to the 2. Barry Dillard saved the touchdown there.
Davis Tiger defense is trying to adjust to some losses there. We do notice that James Logan is not in the ball game, nor has he appeared. Richard Hogan's playing in his spot. Here's Shellman just coming off tackle. Good, just straight base blocking there. But we do notice the return of Tony Williams in the lineup. The sophomore from Germantown is back and playing for the Tigers.
3 Tigers who have been prominent this year did not make the trip at all. Doc Holliday, Ernest Kiefer, and Hazelwood, who's been great on special teams. 2nd down and goal. No way, did he? No, Anthony Shellman got up awfully high, but the Tiger defense rose to the occasion.
Shellman trying to go over the top here, shows great leaping ability. Dwayne Van Borg, Brian Barnett, Rod Mason plugging up the middle. And then here's Jerome Woods knifing from the outside, and Van Borg catches him as well.
I think Van Borg made the key play there. They gave him one. 3rd down and goal from the 1. One man in motion. That's the tight end, Asher. Shellman, that time he got it. Touchdown Louisville on their very first possession. That, my friends, the first time that a Tiger opponent has scored on the ground in 23 quarters. First touchdown given up since the Arkansas game 13 quarters ago. David Akers will attempt the extra point. 18 of 19 on the year. He nails it, and Louisville goes 60 yards on their first possession. They draw first blood. 7-0 Cardinals.
Who decided at what point that it was acceptable to fry a burger?
This goes against millions of years of evolutionary instinct.
I'm sorry, but burgers taste best cooked over an open flame. That's how the caveman did it. That's how Dad did it. That's how Burger King does it. I take the Whopper. Big hunk of beef cooked over actual fire for only 99 cents. Millions of years after the first burger, it's still only 99 cents. That's got to be pretty close to what it cost back then, right?
Burger King. Get your burger's worth.
Each of these shoppers needed a new sofa. Shopper number 1 listened to radio, watched TV, clipped the ads, made a list of all the sales. She drove all over town searching for a quality sofa at a fair price. Shopper number 2, on the other hand, made one stop. She knew Bartlett Home Furnishings sells only quality furniture at the guaranteed lowest price every day. She chose this Clayton Marcus sofa for $7.99. Great sofa, best price. Shopper number 1, she's still out there somewhere. Quality furniture, the guaranteed lowest price. Bartlett Home Furnishings.
Wednesday's opening of the Thomas Vanderclip retrospective is strictly invitation only. Who cares? Blockbuster gives you 9,000 reasons to stay in, so why go out? Make it a Blockbuster night.
You were blind completely until 6 weeks ago?
Yes.
She is the only one that saw that killer.
Blink from New Line Home Video, distributed by Columbia TriStar Home Video, rated R.
Tiger cheerleaders still up and going. The defense gave up a very impressive drive to Louisville. 9 plays, 65 yards in the first 4:21. Shellman with the 1-yard run to cap it all off. And Bob, it was balanced. They didn't really get the pass. Memphis shut that off, but Fitzpatrick looked good. Shellman looked good, and Lowe showed some heady play on his scramble.
David, I thought they did in that very first series things you do against a blitzing team with a lot of quick hitting plays, the draws, They ran a reverse, which got the Tiger momentum going in one direction, a play that I don't think we anticipated them to run the first play of the game. Very, very nice series of plays for the Cardinals.
Spalding and Davis back deep. Quitman Spalding at his own 4. Little seam. Still on his feet at the 25. Can't bounce it outside, though. Nice effort by Quitman Spalding. The sophomore with so much potential. One long look again. 54 yards. That's 7 plays. A minute 4:21 actually. And it was actually 65 yards that they marched. So the Tigers have their first chance with 10:33 to go here in the first quarter. Boric will give it straight ahead. And there isn't a whole lot of room for Frankie Fletcher. He got 2. Here's how they line it up. Boric, his first start. Dawkins, who's done such a remarkable job as the fullback this year. Fletcher. Then Rutledge gets a start. Wide receiver, Ross Kelly, and Pesky, the tight end. Settler, Gomez, Ludwizak, Miller, and Quinn. That's the offensive line. They've gotten so good on the run, particularly in this 4-game win streak. Boric again. Here's the opposite direction, and Fletcher's very close to the first down. If he got the spot, he got the first. Tony Bethel made the stop. Here's the front line. Bradwell, Roscoe, Jones, and Brown. Kendall Brown, very highly thought of, by the way. Frost, McLeod, and Campos. Campos, a terrific player. 22 tackles against Navy last week. Madison, Bethel, Clark, and Quinn. That's the secondary, and they have not really been tested, or have they played all that well this year. Most people attack on the ground. That was a first down. So the Tigers have 1st and 10, spotted at the U of M 37. Fletcher spins away, still on his feet. Then he's knocked down. That'll be a tackle for loss back at the 35. Looked like Kendall Brown got his mitts on Fletcher and wouldn't let him go.
This is a big Louisville defensive front, and got some quickness there. Frank Fletcher, initial hit in the backfield, and he's spinning and fighting for everything he can get. Frank was really impressive last week, Dave, to come in, to get his mindset into the game last week, and then to gain the yardage that he did.
Loss of 1, 2nd down and 11. Big hole for Fletcher. He's got the first into Cardinal territory, knocked down by Rico Clark, the defensive back. He's the 3rd tackler on the team. They played a great game against the University of Memphis last year, but it took him to stop Fletcher here.
Here's Fletcher, and it's just a good little power play up the middle. He takes the handoff and just keeps his legs churning. I think Frank Fletcher got his eyes gouged right there. I saw a hand go inside the face mask as he went down, and he's gone off the field and is being replaced, I believe, by Derek Jones.
That's Al Dawkins, the fullback. And Jones is in. Jones trying to sweep. Nothing there. Jones got maybe 1 yard on second effort. He couldn't get by the linebacker, Alan Campos. Well, you got good eyes to spot that poke, I'm telling you.
Well, I don't say it was intentional, but I did see a hand go in his face mask, and then he went off the field and has not come back.
Well, Jones just left, so let's see who lines up there this time. It's Frankie Fletcher back in the game. That's how Cardinal Stadium looks from one of the end zones. You're looking from the open area to where home plate area would be for the Cardinals AAA baseball team. That time Fletcher had nothing. Got to the line of scrimmage and he ran into Derek Lillard. Lillard, the tackle from Chicago.
Once again, there's some big guys up there. Just a straight ahead play. Lillard fights off his block, wraps up Frank and says, this is as far as you're going to go on this play.
Lillard, a 277 junior, wrapped them up easily. So here's 3rd down now. They gave Fletcher 1 on that. 3rd down and 8. A passing situation for Boric. 2 split wide right, 1 on the left side. Ross Kelly, the widest on the right side. Play action. Boric looks, throws, in traffic, got his man. Pass interference anyway. He hit Billy Rutledge, I think.
Yes.
And Rico Clark, a pair of 1s, made the stop. And now we'll have to sort it all out and see what they say. Hope it wasn't a push-off.
Well, let's watch it again. It looks like Rico may have gotten there early. Joe's looking, steps up in the pocket. Nice block by Robbie Quinn. Delivers the ball. Looks like Rico's over the back there a little bit early.
Hey, Rutledge caught it anyway.
Great concentration.
We'll listen in. That's Howard. He's aged a little bit, though.
Pass interference, defense, spot foul, first down.
So the Tigers actually take the penalty instead of the catch because they got about 2 extra yards on the deal. It is a first down, spotted at the Ville 33. There's Howard Schnellenberger, who I don't think is all that pleased with that. So the crowd gets loud in that side of the end zone. And here's a reverse. No, fake reverse to Woods. And over the middle. Oh, no, they had Quitman Spalding wide open, and Boards couldn't get it to him at the 15. That was very smart because every time Andre Woods has come in, they've run that reverse. That time they faked it. Louisville reacted, but the wide open Quitman Spalding just couldn't be found.
Yeah, this is a new wrinkle, Dave. Something we hadn't seen this season. Quitman just overthrown. Nice play, though. You're right. Every time Andre Woods has been in the game, it's been for a reverse. That's a nice play off of that situation.
Anderson and Kelly are split on the right side. Ross Kelly. They go to Ross Kelly. Tries to make a quick move outside. Does. Gets across the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll set up 3rd down and 5. Terry Quinn came up from his defensive secondary spot and put Ross Kelly down.
Just a nice little quick hitter. Joe takes a 1-step drop. Gets Ryan Roskelly out in the flat. Mike Anderson attempting to make a block.
Officially 3rd and 6. Just inside the 30-yard line. Orich now 1 for 2. Spalding the flanker. 1 wide left and Ross Kelly wide right. Orich has to get out of there and can. He's sacked. It was Kendrick Golston, a red shirt freshman from Chicago, who got him.
Big defensive play here. Golston just beats the block of Robbie Quinn. Boric had nothing to do except eat it. That's a big defensive effort for Louisville.
Drew Paramore into Pooch punt. The ball resting at the 37, so the sack takes the Tigers out of field goal position. That looks pretty good if it takes the right bounce, not too far, into the end zone. Louisville will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. Game flying by. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the first quarter. An impressive drive by the Tigers, but it stalled at the end.
Believe it or not, we were the first airline to offer the passengers something to drink. These days, the menus are prepared by well-known chefs. Simple food, but it's done well, and it's a la carte. Choose whatever you want. It comes from some of the best restaurants and bakeries where we fly.
And what is your choice, sir?
It's a nice change from airline food.
Some people just know how to fly.
With 2 locations, if you haven't been into Guatney Chevrolet lately,
beautiful.
You're missing out on the newest.
Looks fine.
The most exciting.
Passes like a pro.
The most innovative new Chevys in history. For $19.95, Guatney's coming through with truckloads of new 95 S Blazers, Suburbans, full-size pickups, and new 95 S10s as low as $98.88.
How about a demonstration ride?
Open 7 days a week. See us now at Guatney Chevrolet on Covington Pike or Guatney 2 Airways in Winchester.
Free gas till the year 2001. Pick up a guaranteed right decal from Mapco Express and place it on your rear window. Win gasoline for a year or till the year 2001. Plus, each weekday, Mapco Express stores will post license numbers of cars with guaranteed right decals. If yours is selected, you can win $201 in free gas. Stop in daily to see if you've won. Register at Mapco Express, Mapco Express Shell, and Delta Express.
That's been the talk in Memphis all this week. Didn't like that position that Howard Schnellenberger took in regards to the new conference, where he said he felt that Louisville should be the flagship team, school, and Memphis would like to retaliate in a big way. There's a fake reverse, and Lowe kept it, did not fool Richard Hogan's at all, who runs him out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. That's no gain, and Hogan stayed with it. I'd be honest with you, I didn't. I was going with John Bell.
Well, that was a very unusual play. We ended up with defensive tackle Rod Mason chasing Bell to this side of the field, and Hogan's chasing Marty Lowe to the other side. It may have been a fake reverse and then a throwback to Bell, but Rod Mason snipped that out. Great defensive effort there.
Give him 1, 2nd down and 9. Shellman, no. He got away from one. It was Rod Mason who initially stopped him, and then Josh. And then down he goes, and we'll see who gets credit for it.
Looked like old Rod Mason from East High reached there and grabbed the jersey of Shellman and just buffaloed him to the ground, wouldn't let go.
I knew he made the first stop, and then he, I guess, kept with him. That's a big play by Mason. That's 2 in a row now by Rod Mason.
2 in a row, and looked like he beat a double-team block to make that play. Great effort by the East High Mustang.
And a good look there at just how packed this place is. Not many empty seats. So 3rd down and 9. And Lowe, again, nobody open. Finally finds a man. Fitzpatrick, the fullback, he's short of the first down by a yard. Van Boord came over and made a big play.
You know, it's a Dwayne Van Borg has been a real plus getting him back. He was out for a couple of weeks with a sprained knee. We were afraid he might be lost for longer, and he's made a great recovery. Here, Jesse Allen and Ken Irvin kind of overrun the play, but old Dwayne steps in and makes the tackle. Good open field tackle.
So Louisville will punt the football away. Punter is Brandon Brookfield from Littleton, Colorado. Hey, lighter air there. It's tougher down here. Low snap, fields it nicely and gets it away. Here's Ross Kelly. He needs 2 yards to break the school record for punt returns. Won't get it there, but the Tigers will get good field position. So, Tigers on their second defensive stop did a good job. What can the offense do with the second possession? We find out in a moment.
If this is all you know about the University of Memphis, you've got a lot to learn. We ensure our students receive the best education possible by offering only quality programs. Each year, we grant more than 100 doctorate degrees. We provide training and research to local government agencies and corporations, research solutions to health and societal concerns, and provide cultural enrichment to the community. The University of Memphis, a leader and partner for a brighter tomorrow.
Red Dog here. Look at them. Making fools of themselves. And for what? A pat on the head and a dog biscuit?
What do you think of that?
You got a mind of your own.
Oh.
Know what I'm saying? Do what's right for you. Hey, buddy, nothing personal.
Red Dog beer. Bold yet smooth, easy to drink.
But I don't jump through hoops for nobody.
Name's Noah, that's all, just Noah. You know, I never get one of anything. And now Kroger's got this buy one, get one free sale. Better hurry. It's gonna be a big one.
This week, save up to $118 on buy one, get one free items throughout the store. Items like plus, save on frozen stewing or baking hens 39 cents a pound, and boneless top sirloin steaks $1.99 a pound.
Pouncer is here. The cheerleaders are here. A big crowd from Memphis made the 6-hour drive, and they're poised and ready to see what Memphis can do with the best field position for the Tigers of the day at their own 40-yard line. You see the blue in the corner there. Otherwise, it's a bunch of red. That was only a 31-yard punt by Brandon Brookfield, one of the better punters in the country. So a big break for Memphis, and we'll see what Borage can do here. I formation. Fletcher, the deep guy, he gets the ball. Fumbled, still wide open. Borage got it. No, now it's loose, and the Cardinals have it. Not exactly what the Tigers had in mind.
Frank just never got it put away, or Joe never got it put in there. Board shows great hustle and going after it. Nearly came up with the ball. Big turnover.
That was recovered by Derek Lillard. Lillard, who plays starting team defense and special teams as well. They're not deep, and their best players are going to play. And he made the big play there when Joe just couldn't catch up with it. I don't think the exchange was very clean. I think if you're going to assign a blame to somebody there, it was probably the quarterback.
Absolutely. Looked like Frank was already past him before the handoff ever got there.
From the 37, load of pass. Bonner roughed him up. Fitzpatrick made the catch. Dillard made the stop. That's a pickup of 4. Bonner came so close to stripping that ball away.
Dan Bonner's not the biggest defensive end by far in the country, but got tremendous quickness and uses it to his advantage. Runs right around the block of Shellman, gets a hand on Marty Lowe, but Lowe gets off a good pass. Great play there by the quarterback.
Well, he really is courageous, and he hangs in. It's really only a 2-yard pickup, they say. 2nd and 8, draw play Shellman. Shellman nowhere to go. Big play, Jesse Allen with some help from Barry Dillard.
You know, the coaches have really been singing the praises of Jesse Allen at their weekly press conferences. This is a converted defensive back from Central High School there in Memphis, who has just continued to grow and get a little stronger, but still has that tremendous speed. Is really turning into a great college linebacker.
Here comes a 3rd down and 9. Chuck Stobart like a catcher, hoping for a strikeout pitch on this 3rd down. Lowe lets it go. It is incomplete. Big hit by somebody out there. Was it Kenny Irvin? Yes, it was.
Nice defensive effort there. You know, the Tigers talk about getting around the ball in their pursuit, but there you see Barry Dillard and Jerome Woods and Kenny Irvin all around. Lowe steps up in the pocket, got plenty of time, gets the ball off. Good defensive effort. There's old Barry Dillard, Kenny Irvin. Good effort.
Well, that's called good timing. And on 4th down and 9, the Cards are going to go for it. Lowe will step up to center. He's not even going from the shotgun here. Chuck Stobart knowing this could be a big play. Lowe got hit. Marvin Thomas got to him as he was throwing. And the Tigers will take over. And remember the field position they were looking for when they took that punt the last time? They just got it back with some great D there by the number 2 ranked squad in the country.
Look at Marvin Thomas fight off the block, gets up, hits Lowe from behind. Good effort by Marvin Thomas. You know, Marvin's just a sophomore. This defense is very, very young for the Tigers. With the exception of Dwayne Van Borg, Irvin, and Dillard, most of these guys are back for next year.
Fletcher and Dawkins remain in the backfield. 2 split on the left side. The close man is Ross Kelly. Billy Rutledge on the far side. It's to Fletcher. Fletcher gets to the outside. Fletcher almost went through everybody to the 50-yard line. Rico Clark finally knocked him down. Nothing like speed, and Fletcher showed it there.
Well, not only does he have speed, you know, he looks fairly small compared to the other players. He weighs 198 pounds. A lot packed into that frame. Look at his leg drive. He just snaps it off, finds the seam. Great running by Frank Fletcher.
Well, he tried to go through both those Cardinals, and if he was successful, he was off to the races. 1st down on the play, a 13-yard pickup. Fletcher again, sidesteps 1, gets 6 yards there. Deceptively does it. Now, you know in his mind he's saying, I've got something to prove here after the fumble. Tiger bench, that's the defense resting up. Emotions only go so long, and so maybe Schnellenberger had his offense fired up for the one play, and now things have going down to sort of a normal routine. The Tiger defense has looked terrific in the last 2 series. Here is 2nd down and short. And there's flags all over the place.
Looked like Daniel Gomez, an offensive guard, went in motion too soon, Dave. I imagine this will be a procedure call against the Tigers.
Haven't seen too much of that this year. That would be one of the few times a legal procedure called against the Tigers on the season. It is.
Illegal procedure against Memphis.
So instead of 2nd and 3, make it 2nd down and 8.
Illegal procedure, offense, repeat the down, 5 yards.
Well, we got the opportunity. A couple of people we want to say hello to. One is Dorsey Sims, who has not been feeling well of late. Understand he's in Baptist Central.
Baptist Central.
Get well quick, Dorsey. We